Have you ever felt like you're living life on autopilot? Like there's an invisible force holding you back from being truly alive and engaged? If so, you're not alone. Today, we're diving deep into the hidden programming that might be running our lives without us even knowing it. This hidden programming is constantly running in the background. It's serving as the lens or the filter through which we view every single situation. Then we make decisions based on this hidden programming. First, let's break down what we even mean by hidden programming, or as I sometimes like to call them, invisible chains. First, there are limiting beliefs. Think of these like the quiet whispers telling you you can't or you're not enough. A limiting belief is that little voice in the back of your head saying you can't start a new business, or you won't get that prestigious promotion because you're simply not good enough. It's literally limiting you from dreaming big and then bringing those dreams to life. A quick and interesting note about limiting beliefs is that, oddly enough, they don't have to be negative. For example, a limiting belief can also be positive. Being told you're so smart and intelligent, you can do anything, can be a limiting belief. You go through life believing this, and the first time you encounter failure, it's complete devastation. Not because of the magnitude of that failure, but more so because you were always told you were so smart, and clearly you failed at something, so how smart can you truly be? It's a vicious cycle. Another invisible chain is an unconscious bias. Unconscious biases are the automatic judgments we make without even realizing it. These biases are beyond our awareness and are triggered by our brain automatically. While there are a few types of unconscious biases, one common one is called confirmation bias. A confirmation bias is the tendency for us to search for, interpret, or favor information in such a way that it confirms or supports our beliefs or view about something. It's basically interpreting information in such a way that we're always right. It's confirming what we believe, whether that's true or not. Another hidden chain is societal conditioning. Most of us grow up with societal conditioning. We learn how to think, feel, and behave in such a way that it is approved by society. Our societal conditioning can start to show when we make statements that include should, must, or supposed to. This input comes from a variety of places, including our parents or caregivers, other family, school, friends, and the media, just to name a few. Another hidden chain is gender conditioning. This is similar to societal conditioning with one big difference. Gender conditioning is just that. It's based on our gender. These are the invisible rules about how we should or shouldn't behave, what we can or can't do based on our gender. Another hidden chain is cultural conditioning. Cultural conditioning is based on the unwritten rules passed down through generations within a given culture. Often these unwritten rules were observed when we were young, honestly too young to even realize how they were conditioning us, and the meaning we attached to them. These cultural rules can be things like women must stay home and only men can go to work, or in some cultures, women can't operate vehicles, only men can. Lastly, are assumptions. Assumptions are the shortcuts our brain takes that often lead us astray. These are beliefs taken as truth without literally any proof or further examination of if they're even true. Assumptions form as a result of the other types of hidden chains I previously mentioned. So these are just a few of the hidden programming items or hidden chains that prevent us from living consciously. We use this hidden programming to literally live on autopilot, to not think about what it is that we're doing, saying, or believing in. But these hidden barriers cause deep-rooted issues throughout our lives. These hidden barriers create a disconnect between who we are and who we think we should be. Think of this as who you authentically are when no one else is around versus who you want the world to think you are. It's like having two different faces. Are you the same person at work as you are at home or out with your friends? Why or why not? For many years, I had my work persona and my home persona. I was a bit more buttoned up and professional than the other. But it was exhausting, honestly. I never really felt whole while I was at work. It's like I was wearing a mask, which I'm sure many of you can relate to as well. Another result of the hidden barriers is the constant internal conflict and self-doubt that often prevents us from taking action and moving forward. Your head and your heart may be in two different places. For example, your heart may be ready to make the leap into entrepreneurship, but your head is telling you that you should stay put. Your job is stable, it pays well, it comes with benefits. It's okay. I mean, it's not really fulfilling, but those things count for something, right? My opinion, it's not okay that it's not fulfilling. Next is the fear of stepping aside outside prescribed roles. I run into this with men who want to stay home with their kids while their partner becomes the sole breadwinner. For many men, they weren't raised to be the main caregiver. They were raised to be the main breadwinner. This has definitely changed over the years, but it's still considered a prescribed role for men that is pervasive in our society. Next up is the resistance to pursuing genuine desires. We get so bogged down in our limiting beliefs and conditioning that we can easily talk ourselves out of doing what we really want to do in life. I find this a lot in people who want to branch out and start their own business. There's a laundry list of hidden chains or invisible barriers, and barriers really preventing them from opening their food truck or starting a consulting business or opening their own law firm. All of the shoulds and I can'ts come bubbling up with the what ifs. The main one being, what if I fail? Up next is the feeling of being an imposter in your own life. And I'm not talking about imposter syndrome, which is actually different. Here I'm talking about going through the motions of your life without feeling any real connection to what it is that you're doing in the life that you're living. It's like you're living inside the body of somebody else. You may say things like everything's totally fine, and you may be doing the right things, saying the right things, but you simply don't feel like you. This can lead to a lot of emotional numbness and disengagement. Life then becomes a loop, a vicious cycle that has you doing the same things day after day, year after year, and feeling completely disconnected and unhappy the entire time. Understanding our hidden barriers is crucial because you can't change what you don't acknowledge. Sometimes it's easier to be an ostrich with your head in the sand. Guess what? Life doesn't work like that, especially when it comes to leading a connected and engaged life. We need to be aware. Awareness is the first step to freedom. Trust me, once I opened my eyes and became aware of my limiting beliefs, assumptions, and conditioning, there was literally no going back. Your authentic self lies beneath all of these layers. I often picture an armadillo. We armor ourselves with all these barriers, right? We protect ourselves. We take those limiting beliefs, all those shoulds, and underneath everything lies who we really are, our core or foundation. I also often use the analogy of rocks. All of these limiting beliefs, assumptions, biases, and conditioning are like rocks. Each time we pick one up and add it to our backpack, we feel heavier and heavier, totally weighed down. Even the smallest pebble can feel like a giant boulder after a while. But these aren't our rocks to carry. Real choices become possible only when you see the conditioning and the biases. Without seeing these things, we are living someone else's life, someone else's choices. Personal growth requires challenging these beliefs, asking ourselves, is this my belief or somebody else's? True engagement comes from conscious living. The positive news is that this isn't all doom and gloom. You can totally break free from these barriers. And there's a few things you can do. You can start your journey by first questioning your automatic responses. Why do I think this? Do I really believe what I'm saying? Examining where our beliefs come from. Is this really my belief, or have I adopted it from someone else? How has this belief served me? Hell, has it even served me? We can challenge societal rules that don't serve us. There's too many to list here, but anytime you find yourself saying I should or I'm supposed to, those things are a great place to start. Explore what you truly want. When was the last time you asked yourself, what makes you happy? Creating space between thoughts and reactions really helps us dig out those limiting beliefs. And this is one of my favorite practices. It's the intentional pause between stimulus and response. It gives us the opportunity to take a breath and not be reactive. It allows us to start building new, conscious choices, ones that are ours. Your life is far too precious to live on autopilot. Start today by simply noticing. Notice your thoughts, your reactions, your assumptions, and write them down. Question them, but whatever you do, don't judge them. It took you years to accumulate all of those rocks or armor. It's going to take a little bit of time to peel back those layers and truly start changing, and that's totally okay. This is just the beginning of your journey back to who you are, back to yourself. It takes time, it takes patience, and it takes intentionality. Next week, I'll dive deeper into two really big hidden barriers, societal and gender conditioning. In the meantime, if you liked today's video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs to hear this message. Also, feel free to drop a comment below sharing one limiting belief you're ready to challenge. See you next week.